Hello, folks. My name's Randall Grizzle, and I'm gonna go for a little walk and talk here with you. And I'm gonna tell you guys about my friend Mike, Mr. Mike Caldwell, and his lovely wife. Her name's Monique. And what I want to talk about a little bit is like with Mike, he had this amazing ability. I think his superpower really that he has is that he loves people. And whenever people would work with him, he's like the perfect example of how to under promise and over deliver. And I think a lot of times folks have this false belief, these patterns. Mike spent his whole life working and trading time for money, and he was an entrepreneur. Monique was kind of the stability. It was something where Monique's income was really important. They had actually acquired a lot of debt because, Mike, he was an entrepreneur, and it's challenging, we all know, to get started and the investments that we make in ourselves. And I think what Mike had going on, and actually I know what he had going on, is he got himself in a position where he had a lot of the right folks reaching out to him and raising their hand and asking for help. And Mike, like, with the heart that he has, like, he would work with everybody. And once he got started working with them, it was like at that point he felt responsible for their success. And that's awesome, and that's an awesome quality to have. But I think what Mike was missing is he didn't understand or really truly value the return on investment that these folks that he was working with were getting, right? Like, the people that when they got started with him, they had these amazing results, and here Mike is, and he's working, trading his time still for money. And so when I had the conversation with Mike, and he had realized that, his wife at this point Monique can walk away from her job. He's in the position where he's got his credit cards and all these debts that have been bugging him. He's got them paid off. But now it's at a price, like his time. He's bottlenecking. He's spending all this time working on other people's things and that stress and trying to make that and your family, your wife and everybody happy and spend all the time and help all your clients and make sure they're all being successful. It's so a lot of weight because he's working with a lot of folks, and a lot of folks expect a lot of different things. And so what happened is Mike, he reached out to me. Okay, he raised his hand and he said, hey, I know that you do high ticket sales. I know that you've got millions of dollars and that you understand how to create a process, and you value, like, you focus only on the high ticket. And what he was missing was he didn't have a plan mapped out to give people the opportunity to work with him at that level. He didn't have a simple plan. And he had a plan on how to reach out to the masses and create enough opportunity to make a little bit of money and like I said, get himself out of debt and those things. But at this point, he wanted help, and he really wanted help freeing up his time. And I think that's really what we all want, is that little bit of extra freedom with our time. And so our focus was, let's do this. Let's figure out for you, like, your superpower, Mike. Like, you're so good at building funnels and doing all these different things. Like, how can we figure out how to help you work with less people that can reach out to the masses and they can make a difference, and you can be a big part of what they're doing? How can we do that? How can we put together a plan where you have the opportunity for people to raise their hand and say, yeah, Mikey, we want to work with you at this level. And those people, they value the knowledge that you have, right? Like, it's amazing how when you work with people that pay less, like, they expect more. And so it's crazy how when getting together with Mike and mapping out this plan, okay, and saying, Mike, this is what we're going to do. We're going to work with less people and we're going to work with them at a higher level. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on. How are we going to help you work with less people? And it sounds crazy, right? But now, what the awesome part about that is when you work with less people, then you're not selling a bunch of people on some type of opportunity. And when you work with people that are trying to qualify themselves to work with you, or call it reverse selling, but I'm not trying to convince you to do this, right? Mike took the approach where application only. You fill out the application, he sorts through the masses, and what happens? He creates relationships with the right folks. Now I think he's working with 2 different folks, and just working with those 2 people, he's making way more money than what he was making working with the masses. And not only that, but again, it's about the freedom. And when you work with put together people, right, and you create a plan that's in alignment from the beginning, it gives you the ability to own your time. When you're working with the masses of people, it doesn't matter. They're reaching out and you know, it's challenging and that's okay. And this isn't for everybody. But I think the biggest thing that I want folks to understand is that if we have some sort of plan where we can create an awesome opportunity that give the folks out there that want to, that small percentage, the ability to work with us at a higher level. And I think we all know when somebody commits to working with us at a higher level, that there's something that does inside of us, that we create this excitement and tell ourselves failure is just not an option. And that's something that we can't teach. But as long as we have that mindset and we're able to create relationships and have folks step out of their comfort zone and maybe, like I say, make decisions that they wouldn't normally make. But then more important, in 6 months from now, they're happy. In 2 years from now, they're happy. You know, I met Mike 2 years ago. Okay, now here we are today, and it's just awesome. It's been a blessing. And so I just, that's it. Over and out from the Boise River. I don't know.